Ray, this is an amazing story. We're basically standing in the engine bay, I suppose, of one engine where Ray is and another one where I am.
Yeah, where I is. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And this is a Euclid?
Yeah, Euclid CT12.
Yeah. So perhaps tell us the story about this. This is amazing, folks. You've got to listen to this.
Yeah, well, this is one off 9 that's come to New Zealand. It belonged to Dick Collis. It was his first new one, and Dick had he had 4 of them. He had two new and 2 second-hand ones. This one, unfortunately, was flooded in an open cast coal mine. It been 22 years underwater, 52 feet deep. How that mine come to be flooded, the guy had 2 pumps to keep it dry, and if one pump malfunctioned, he's supposed to have the other one fixed.
Oh, righto.
But at this stage he had, the second one wasn't fixed, and the next one broke down, and he was in trouble.
Yes.
So they tried to salvage at a time where they could only get one motor to go, and she would just turn around in circles. He wouldn't drive out with one motor. So she ended up being left there for sake of 22 years, as I said. So Dick, we were collecting old dozers and different things. He said, "You ever thought about getting the one out of the hold OI?" And I said, "Yeah, well, we thought about it." So we went ahead and got permission from the council and the owner, and we were 6 weeks, or 6 to 7 weeks,
Draining the lake.
Draining the pond, yeah.
The pond.
Which was 52 feet deep where the tractor was sitting, and with the 2 ponds there was about 8 acres of water.
Wow.
We covered, yeah.
And so when you found it, it just sort of jammed into the mud.
Well, the whole hill had come over it, like she'd been sitting underwater for I don't know how many years, but I think it must have been 84, 83 when we had the big flood down here. The whole hill on the north side, because this was right under the hill, the whole hill would come over and covered her up. And like you couldn't tell where it was, you know. But it was the old last owner, last driver. He said, well, it was under, like it was under the road, on the second road down, and he was dead right. It was right under where he said.
Right.
But along one part of it, like we've been going a fortnight, and we've only got 2 feet of water off in a fortnight. So we had to shut down. We shut down for a week till we got more pumps in. So But halfway through the job, the oldest boy, he decided to get married halfway through the job. So we had to get another jug of the man in the pumps that night. But never mind, we managed to keep it going. And
So this bulldozer actually is quite unique in that it has 2 engines, but it also sort of swivels, in the centre, if you like.
Yeah, there's two motors on each side, Detroit motors on each side, 671s, driving through an Allison transmission, 3-speed Allison transmission at each side. You either change one transmission up or one into reverse to turn it, or you slacken one motor off and speed up the other motor. Very, very versatile machine when they were going, you know, like if there was a guy sitting on the side beside you, travelling along, like you could fire him off the side by like giving a quick turn.
Sure.
And you would notice, anyone knowing anything about track gear, a lot of these bolts and the rails of the tracks and through the grousers are spread. Now that's just for someone just jamming the one into reverse, one forward, and actually spreading the track chain.
Oh, okay.
So that's how much force they put on it.
Sure. So like I was saying, unless both engines are going, you can't actually go straight.
No, that's dead right. Yeah. You've got to have both motors going.
Wow.
Otherwise one will just spin you around in circles.
Sure.
Yeah.
But the condition of it for sitting under the water and in the mud for,
Well, it was pretty good, Bill, really. Like there was no rust on it whatsoever. The rust has only appeared from it the moment we got it after the year. Yeah. The motor on the left-hand side drives the blade. The motor on the right-hand side drives the rippers at the back.
And they're no small thing.
Yeah.
So at its day, this was the bee's knees.
Well, it was like in its days, you know, it done a good job.
1959 or 1960? 1959 or 1960, they're building things like this. This is just phenomenal yet again.
Yeah. Fairly, they were quite drafty from the point of view of the driver because your radiators were at the back bill.
Oh, okay.
And you had the housing over top of the radiator, which the drafter got a wee bit of draft onto the driver, you know.
So again, they don't think about the driver.
That's right. That's the right. They didn't think about the driver. That's what it could shift to the other end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An amazing feat getting this thing out of the mud, 52 feet under the water, drain the lake, get this out, and is the all back to normal?
Actually, you wouldn't know where we've been now, Bill.
No.
No, you wouldn't. You can see where actually the mud slide to come over it with the tide marks on the blade. You see the marks on the blade? Not the bird shit, just down below that. Yeah.
Well, Ray, it's been a great experience. This story about this bulldozer is just absolutely amazing, and I'm sure you'll find it interesting. But if you do know there's a few bits and pieces that for one of these, let Ray know, or get hold of me. What are you looking for in particular?
Yeah, bottom rollers, Bill.
Bottom rollers.
Yeah, we've got bottom rollers on here with no flanges.
Oh, okay. So if you know somebody who's got some of those, we'd love to hear from you. And Ray, thank you very, very much.
It's been a pleasure, Bill.
Absolute pleasure meeting you and seeing all those old trucks again, and particularly that old East Bedford. I mean, that just brought back the...
Good on you.
brought back the day.
Next time you're down, we'll have a drive round.
Good idea.
Eh?
Excellent.
Good
yes.
on you.